Hey everybody, on Wednesday night we found out, well at least the casuals found out, we already knew. On Wednesday night, Brittany, yes, she won the veto, so she was able to take herself off the block. Sarah Beth took $5,000, Derek X got a penalty, Claire gets another penalty, and Alyssa gets a call from home. And Christian is, yes, he is put on the block. And also we found out Sarah Beth might be a little loco because on the show we saw that she was singing to herself, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merry, then betray your team. And then she does this head snap, this like Michael Jackson Thriller head snap, like this Chucky head snap. Like that was like, I don't know. But you know what? First of all, I've always thought that sweet girl, soft-spoken Sarah Beth was an act with that plain, quirky Zoe Deschanel look. I feel like she's the girl at the office who passively aggressive throws you under the bus, but then smiles in your face. So, yesterday on the live feeds, we had a lot going on. And basically, is this the downfall of Tiffany? Can Tiffany redeem herself? Because Big D is gunning for her. Because, when he wins, that HOH, she's out of there. But is he ever going to win that HOH? I'm waiting on this. Like, he can win a comp of how can you lay on the blue couch the longest? Who can lay on the blue couch the longest? Then that's when he will win HOH. I mean, it was constant campaigning from Christian to Alyssa. Tiffany and X were trying to flip the house. It was just too much going on. And, Big D was threatening to send Tiffany back to the D, crying. He threatened, he's like, yo, you don't want North Philly to come out because I will burn some bleached braids and send her crying. Like, dude, he's like making some real threats. And he said, you know what? I didn't trust her from day one, from jump. And you know what? I agree with Big D to a certain extent. Because when Tiffany first got in the house on day one, I said that girl's mouth is going to get her in trouble. And yes, in fact, her mouth has gotten her in trouble. Like, what are you doing, Tiffany? What are you doing? Like, you have overplayed, and now you have played yourself. Straight up. I mean, and then we have Azah and Big D both like, saying how they don't trust her and how like the first thing they would do is put her on the block. And then X is kind of throwing her under the bus. X wants to flip the vote because he wants Christian to stay. He's being selfish. He wants his cake and eat it too. To me, it's like Christian, like X. If Christian gets out of the house, then maybe you might have a chance with Alyssa, but I don't think so. But I think he might slide in. But it's like, and Alyssa thought she had more influence than she actually really has. Like, everybody's dumbfounded, but will the votes actually flip? Because as of now, who do we have voting out Christian? We have Big D. We have Azah. I'm not sure about Brittany. She keeps going back and forth because, she has all this stress on her. We have Hannah, who's probably going to go with Baby D. And we have Kylan. And the people, let's just say who's voting for Sarah Beth to leave. Alyssa, her teammate. X, her teammate. Those are the two guarantees. And maybe Tiffany might vote for her, but it just depends on what the house says. And I feel like production yesterday had this whole thing going on because, every episode, every eviction episode is always, maybe the votes flip, maybe the votes didn't flip. Let's see how it's going to turn. So I think that's what was in play yesterday. Let's flip the house, but we really won't flip the house, but maybe we will flip the house. Some people think that Christian might stay. I hope for the sake of the house that he doesn't stay. I mean, it does not make sense that Baby D gets him out because he let him off the hook last. Christian let Baby D off the hook. He didn't put him on the block last time. However, for everybody else, he's a comp beast, but like Alyssa, his own girl in the house, said he's not that bright. So he can't win the mental comps, but he can definitely win the physical endurance comps. So is it time to get him out? I think it's time to get him out. And Alyssa's reasoning for not getting him out is dumb. It's like, well, this isn't the right time to get him out. But if not now, when? Like, and it's Baby D is too far in it anyhow. The fact that you put Sarah Beth on the block next to Brittany, and that was a problem. You already put a double target on your back. Now you have Christian on the block. It doesn't matter if Christian stays or goes. Baby D, you're in trouble. But I think everybody's saying, well, Baby D's gone. He's out of there next week. But everybody's not banking on the fact that Baby D is the veto comp winner typically. And I feel like he just threw this last veto. But Baby D can take himself off the block. I'm hoping for him because I actually am rooting sort of for Baby D to stay in the game much longer than I am for Azah and Big D. And about this cookout, I said from jump, this cookout could not work. Not because black people can't get along. Well, partially because black people can't get along. But the main thing is, for me, is that, and it's not that black people can't get along, it's just that the assumption is that just because we are of a certain skin tone labeled as black in this country, that we think the same. But all these people are from different walks of life. Kylan is Mexican and black from California, and we all know that a lot of black people in California, they're their own brand of people. We have X, who is from a family of 10 children. All of them have different parents. He's basically the one who went to law school, and it seems as though he leans towards the opposite side of black spectrum. Then we have Tiffany, who's from Detroit. She's straight from the D. Then we have Azah, first generation African. We have Hannah, who is African and Indian, who lives in the suburbs of Illinois. So these are people from all different walks of life and different experiences and actually different age groups. So why would they all come together and be in alignment at all times, especially when they are not meeting on a regular to be on the same page? Because it's always one person talking to another person and another person, and then they're all throwing each other on the bus. So I can't wait to see what happens tonight, and drop into the comments if I missed something key that you wanted to hear about. All right, peace.